Hello friends, it's Mal with Made by Manny and Mal. Welcome back to my channel. I am so happy that you are here. First off, I have some very exciting news you might have seen. I just hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I feel like I was just making my 5K video. So thank you guys all so much for subscribing to the channel. I am so thankful for all of you, and I am so stunned and excited that we've hit 10K. I'm so excited to hit 100K someday. So thank you guys again. I will be having a pretty big giveaway coming up for hitting 10,000 subscribers. I want to celebrate and thank all of you for being with me on this journey. So I will announce the official giveaway in my video on Tuesday. So you'll have to come back and enter that giveaway. I'm just finalizing some prizes and things like that. So I'll announce that in my video on Tuesday. It's gonna be a pretty good one. So in today's video, we're going to be doing a pretty sweet tumbler design. I am doing a donut themed tumbler on a shaker cup from Craft Haven. So it's pretty simple, but really packs a pretty big punch. So I hope that you enjoy it. If you do, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed to our channel so you don't miss any new giveaways, videos, fun things that we have going on. Everything I'm using will be linked down below in the description box, along with links to our Instagram, Facebook group, Patreon group, and all of that fun stuff. And of course, I've got some discount codes down there for you as well. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you guys again for 10K. I am so excited and so thankful for you guys, and let's just keep on going. Okay, enjoy the video. Let's go. We are using the 17-ounce shaker from Craft Haven. I opened this in my unboxing and got a few requests to do the shaker cup, so I'm going to be doing the 17-ounce one, and I'll also do another tutorial with the larger size. If you want to order from Craft Haven, you can use code MANIANDMAL for 10% off your order. So for this cup, I wanted to use this pink vinyl, this pink donut pattern vinyl, because I thought it tied in really cute with the pink lid. And this cup is going to be for myself, and I thought it would be cute to take like a donut cup to the gym with me in this shaker bottle. So I'm going to show you how I create a template for these tapered cups to do a full wrap on them. And I use Silhouette Studio, so I'm going to show you exactly how I put that together in Silhouette Studio. So I'm going to first measure my cup, and I'm going to measure from the top to the bottom, and that's about 6 inches. And then I'm going to measure across the very bottom of the cup, which is a little less than 3. And then you want to measure on the top of your cup, but since it goes in a little bit to screw on, I'm going to measure the top of the lid because that's the actual width of that. So if you're using a cup that doesn't have a screw on lid and you're doing a full wrap on it, you would just measure the top of your cup. So now I'm going to show you how I make this template in Silhouette Studio. So we're going to go over to the shapes feature and just draw a big square rectangle shape. I'm going to fill it in just so you can see. And then we're going to go over to the warp panel. I know you can't see it on the screen, but it's the warp panel. And we're going to go to conical warp, and you're going to select your shape and then hit conical warp selected images, shapes, and then we're going to put in those measurements that we did on our cup. So we're going to do the top rim, the bottom rim, and then the height of our cup. And you can see as you put in your dimensions, it kind of starts to warp the shape. So there's our perfect template right there. You might have to adjust just a little bit. So I would recommend cutting out the shape first from just a regular sheet of paper. And then if you want to cut it out another time after you make adjustments, I would just recommend doing a test before you actually cut it out of your actual pattern vinyl so you don't waste it. Okay, so here's the template that I cut out of just the regular printer paper. And now printer paper is not a 12 by 12, obviously, so we're gonna have a little bit of gapping, but I'm just making sure that the taper makes sense. So I'm going to make sure that it is obviously wide enough, but I wanted to make sure that it would wrap around the cup cleanly. So then I took some regular Oracal 651, just a color I don't use very much, cut out the template again, just to make sure, once again, that it was going to fit on our cup. Now you might have to make some adjustments. I did have to kind of alter the width, height a little bit Just make sure you do a test cut always before you cut anything out of your pattern vinyl to make sure that the sizing you have is correct. Once I had my sizing and everything correct, I cut it out of the donut printed vinyl, and then I cut off all of that excess backing from when we weeded out the template, and I'm going to just make sure that we have just the template. So here we have no borders, no extra, nothing, because I want to make sure that this really is going to fit properly. This takes a whole lot of patience to like go back and cut it a bunch of times, but you want to make sure that you do it right. It's better to take a long time and do it correctly versus trying to cut corners, finagle it, and like force it to work, if that makes sense. So it's going to fit. It looks pretty good. I did have a little bit of gapping like when I test wrapped it, so I ended up cutting this little piece out of the scraps and putting it down just to fill in that gap. But once I had it on the cup, obviously it fit a little bit better, so I ended up taking that little piece off, so you can just ignore that. So once we've got the template ready to go and everything, we're going to apply it the same way that we would a normal vinyl wrap on a straight cup. So I'm going to make sure that that edge is straight on my cup to apply this, because the wrap is tapered, so you don't have to worry about like applying it at a certain angle or anything like that. You can put the edge straight and then it should wrap around just like normal. I'm going to tape this vinyl down on the edges just to help me keep it in place and keep it straight. I ended up putting it like way too close to that edge, so I did move it once I was ready to like pull back the backing. But basically what you're doing is almost creating a hinge. So you're going to keep your vinyl in place, but you can still kind of like move it around and apply it as you normally would. So here I'm hinging it back and just making sure that I can get it around there straight. I like to test it like 1,000 times before I actually put anything down. But then I'm going to move that tape a little bit further back on the vinyl so that I can lift up a piece and pull the backing away so we can actually secure the vinyl to the cup. Once I've got my tape repositioned, I'm going to lift up a piece of that vinyl from the backing, cut off that excess backing, so I've got about 2 inches of vinyl ready to push down onto my cup, and I'm just going to lay that down as smoothly as I can get it. I did have a few issues with like creasing and lifting and things, but just take it really, really slow. Once you've got it on there, you can take your vinyl scraper to help you smooth it out. Just be careful. You don't want to scratch your vinyl or anything. So if you have a little squeegee scraper thing that has a soft edge, I would recommend using that. I didn't have one handy, so I just used my regular one, and I was just really, really careful. So once you've got that laid down, you can go ahead and apply the rest of your vinyl to the cup. So you can lift up that excess, and then you'll just smooth the vinyl onto your cup, removing that backing in the process, just kind of pushing it off as you go. And you want to make sure that you take this really, really slowly. Throughout the process of wrapping tapered cups, I always will like put a little bit of vinyl onto the cup and then wrap it all the way around, test it again, and then just kind of keep doing that as I go to make sure that I'm like on the right track. I don't want to mess up. So you can see here, I cut off that excess backing, wrap it around to test it, and then I keep going with my wrapping. So just take it slow. Here I am removing that excess little piece that I ended up not needing at all, and then I'm just going to smooth the rest of the vinyl onto the cup. Once the vinyl is all applied to the cup, I'm going to take my scraper tool and just kind of scrape out any of the creasing or lifting or bubbling that we have up at the top rim. We've got a little bit of excess up there, so I'm just going to use this scraper tool to get out any bubbles that I can before I trim off the excess. I do want this laying as flat as possible, but we are going to add some little like frosting drips, so it does not have to be perfect. You can also pop any bubbles you find with the tip of your craft knife. Just poke the bubble and then rub the air out, and you won't even know that it's there. I'm also using my knife to cut off the excess from the bottom of our cup, and this is how I would normally do it up at the top rim of my tumbler. So I'm holding my knife at a 45-degree angle and just gliding it along that bottom edge to get rid of that tiny little sliver of vinyl to make sure that we have a clean finish on the bottom. I'm going to do the exact same thing up at the top of the cup, hold my knife at a 45-degree angle, and cut off that excess. This is just to make sure that we don't have any issues adding the drips, putting our lid on, anything like that. You probably don't have to cut this off. I just wanted to so it would be clean. And remember, this does not have to be perfect up here because we're going to cover it up with drips anyway. Once I had all of that done, I'm going to go right into my first coat of epoxy. I'm only going to do about 15 milliliters of epoxy. We really just want to seal the vinyl in to make sure that we are ready to go for the drips on here. Once that first coat of epoxy was all cured, I was ready to move on to add my drips. So I've got about 20 milliliters of a little extra ink epoxy here, and I'm adding in Nice and Thick from Counterculture DIY. This is going to help thicken our epoxy up. If you want to use this, you can use cornstarch, or you can just let your epoxy sit and thicken up naturally. I have this Nice and Thick on hand, so I'm just going to use it up. I'm just adding in little batches and stirring as I go, adding more as I go. You don't want to add a whole bunch at one time. You want to add little by little just to make sure that your epoxy doesn't get too thick or flash cure or anything like that. Once I had a consistency I was happy with, I added a little bit of white acrylic paint. I wanted this to be like a true white frosting color versus the like milky color that you get with just the Nice and Thick. So I'm going to now apply this to my tumbler. I do not have a coat of epoxy on my cup that's like wet, just the one coat that I had when it was like to seal the vinyl in. And as you can see here, when I brought that epoxy over to like apply it to my top rim, I got this little string on the surface of the cup. You don't want that to happen. Try to avoid that if possible. Like just try to be as clean as you can when applying these drips, because that's really hard to get rid of. Since it's my cup, I'm not even going to worry about it. But if it were for a customer or somebody else, you would have to remove that and take it off and make sure that you have a clean finish. Anyway, I'm just taking a little like dollop of this epoxy and I'm spreading it up on that top rim. And as you can see, I'm not forming any drips. I'm not creating anything at this point. I'm just laying the epoxy down up on that top rim. And I'm not doing too much. Remember, you can always go in and add more, but it would be a little bit messy to add it and then try to take it away later. So just add a little bit at a time and you can always build it up. In fact, I do that. I will add a thin line and then go back and just kind of thicken it up in the places that I want a bigger drip. For example, where the seam is on our vinyl. I put a little bit more epoxy there because if the drip falls down and covers that seam, we're in good shape. So once I had it on there, I sat the cup up, like just standing up like normal, let it drip naturally. And then as you can see, I'm just kind of shaking it, tapping the bottom to get that epoxy to move a little bit. This epoxy was really thick, so it didn't drip too far down, which was absolutely perfect. I didn't want it to. I wanted just like a really kind of gloopy, thick, like frosting look. After I let the epoxy sit for about 30 minutes, I went in with these sprinkles that I got on Amazon. They came in a pack of like a bunch of different kinds, and this color scheme really worked well with this vinyl. So I'm just taking it and sprinkling them everywhere. The more sprinkles, the better for me, just like glitter. So once I've got my sprinkles on there, I'm just going to let this sit and cure. I just left it standing upright like normal because my epoxy was thick enough that I wasn't worried it was going to like drip all the way down the cup. Once that epoxy was all cured, I was ready to move on to taking care of the bottom of our cup. And I'm going to finish the bottom how I always do. I'm going to take some electrical tape and tape off the bottom of the cup, like where we trimmed off that excess vinyl. I want to make sure that we don't see any stainless steel on the bottom of our cup. So I'm doing this really carefully, just lining it up with that bottom seam of vinyl. And we're going to paint this a really cute baby pink color, and then we're going to glitter it, of course. Once our cup is all taped up, I'm going to wrap it with saran wrap so we don't get any spray paint over spray where we don't want it to go. So I'm going to use Pink, Panther, and Grace, both from PDB. I'm going to mix those together, and these really formed like the perfect like bubblegum pink color to match the donuts in our vinyl wrap. So I'm going to mix those together, and then I'm going to look at how perfect that matches. Yes, I'm going to paint the bottom using chewing gum, bubblegum pink, perfect, huh? From Montana Colors. So we're going to use the spray paint as our adhesive. So make sure you've got your parchment paper down, your glitter ready to go, and everything's set, because once we spray paint, you do not have a lot of time to add your glitter. So I spray painted it. Now I'm going in with my glitter mix here just on the bottom. I love doing this, especially on cups that don't have any glitter like on the body of the cup, because you always could use a little bit of sparkle. It just adds that little extra nice finishing touch to cups like this. So immediately after glittering, I'm going to remove my saran wrap and my tape, and I'm going to let this sit and dry about an hour before I go in and seal it with epoxy. And I'm so sorry that footage accidentally got deleted. So I did add a coat of epoxy to seal in the glitter and the frosting. And after that coat, I added a small little circle using the same donut pattern vinyl onto the bottom of the cup just to kind of tie everything together. And then I went in with my final coat of epoxy, and that was about 20 to 25 milliliters. And I did the entire cup, frosting included. So once that final coat cured, we are all done with this cup. I love how it turned out, and I love this pink shaker cup. I decided not to do a decal on the cup because I think the donuts are just way too cute, and I didn't want to take away from that at all. I decided not to do anything with the lid on this cup, but the next shaker cup tutorial that I do, I am going to do something with the lid. So I will show you guys how to finish those and incorporate them more into the design. But I do really like how this turned out, and I hope that you do too. If you did like this video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up, and also make sure that you are subscribed to our channel so you don't miss any new videos. And be sure to come back on Tuesday for all of the details for our 10,000 subscriber giveaway. I am so excited for it, so make sure that you come back on Tuesday for that. Okay, I'll see you guys then. Love you. Bye. Was that good? Okay.